Welcome back to the Zero Check Podcast, an all-new episode of the Zero Check Podcast, episode 132. Gentlemen, it's good to see you. We haven't recorded in a little while. My sister had her wedding. I've been out of town. It's been this whole big thing.
Mike, I think the last time we talked, none of us had married a couple, like officiated. None of us had officiated a wedding for a couple. I think that's changed.
Bill, you officiated a wedding?
I married my buddy Mike and his wife, Jessica.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When I got to the part where you say by the power vested in me, Jamie Bunch laughed out loud at the wedding. That's about
right. Bill, you were holding out on us. I was sitting here being prideful about that I got asked to do the wedding. You sitting there doing a wedding all by yourself. The wedding went well. Thank you for asking. And I worked hard on how to do it and watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I put in the work, and
you prepped.
I prepped.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
had a script
pretty hard. Yeah, I had a script, but so as you know, in my job, I sometimes have to talk, and I've discovered that if I overscript, it is a problem. And if I underscript, it's a problem. So I do bullet points now, which are reminders. And that was very helpful. So I used that. But I do have to say that I messed up the second most important part, which was the marriage license. I screwed up filling out the marriage license. And it turns out the Commonwealth of Massachusetts really hates that. And they don't accept forms with whiteout. The damn license is watermarked. So I had to look at my sister and be like, I fucked it up. I wrote my name on the line where you're supposed to write the address of the venue that you did the marriage at. And I just so I called the city of Boston today. And I was like, hey, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I was a one-day authorized solemnizer and I filled out the marriage license wrong. And they were like, all right, just send us a $12 check and we'll send you out a new license. I was like, thanks. So
did they berate you a little bit though, at least?
No, they left me on hold for an awful long period of time though. Then
it is the government, Mike.
Yeah. And then when they took me off hold, somebody clinked the phone receiver around and then hung up.
Yeah. I did phone support for a long time. I talked to a lot of people in the Northeast and all over the country. By far and away, people from Boston, Massachusetts are the most unhappy people on the fucking planet, at least if they work in accounting. They just miserable.
Man, I guess. Well, so then I was like, whatever, obviously I need them way more than they need me. So I called back, and I was like, gave him the same story. I don't even think I got the same person, but I was like, hey, I'm a one-day solemnizer. And then obviously they'd been having a conversation about this situation. So they immediately then knew the right answer, whoever I was talking to. But is anyone going to acknowledge that you just hung up on me?
No, fuck no.
Any apology? Nothing.
I like how you said they were discussing it. There was probably a conversation like this fucking guy,
this fucking asshole.
Right.
I'm sitting here trying to drink my fucking coffee and eat my goddamn donkeys, and this motherfucker's calling me from Kansas talking about a fucking marriage license.
Well, that was one of the problems. They were like, well, sir, you'll have to come in and pick up one up. And I was like, well, the problem is that I'm in Wichita, Kansas, which is quite far from Boston.
Did you actually tell them?
You didn't tell them that, did you? You didn't say it's quite far. You didn't give them a geography lesson.
That's probably why you were on hold and hung up on them.
Right. I think I might have said, I think I just said I'm from out of town. I'm in Wichita. I'm in Kansas. And I think that might have just and they're like, oh, I see. So then they put me on hold.
They're like, oh, click.
Yeah. Well, because she was like, well, we're not good. We can't just mail it out. She told me. And I was like, well, I was like, really? She's like, yeah, it could get lost in the mail. But I'm like, but I'm supposed to return it to you in the mail. So I don't get it. Why is it good enough?
So you debated their policy too. They love that.
Don't you work for the government? Don't you know how it works?
I do. Yeah, I do. I work for, government anyway. Fellas, it's good to see you guys. I was gone for a while. I was gone. I wasn't anywhere near my computer. It was sad. It was wonderful though. I had a good time. Oh, the food, my sister and her now husband, they work in fine dining. Oh, and wow. There's this unbelievable smoked salmon situation, mashed potatoes at the wedding reception with a lobster bisque gravy instead of just gravy, and prime rib. And it was just so good. So anyway, after this, I'm going to be eating. I'm hungry all of a sudden. Oh my God. Well, how are you? How was your Memorial Day weekend?
It's good.
It's
Busy.
good.
Did you say you worked?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because we're doing construction in the building. Because we're changing concepts. I can't talk about it on the podcast.
changing concepts. Maybe we should change the concept of this podcast.
You guys going from a country bar to a dubstep bar?
Bar? No.
Fucking amazing.
No, but it's pretty sweet. The change room is pretty sweet.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to see it. Gentlemen, would you like to do me the honor? We're gathered here today to record episode 132 of the Zero Check podcast. I will give us a quick recap and then we'll just move on. You guys have been invited on a hunt. May I remind you the letter that you got?
Sure. I would love that.
It was from Grand Ranger Jamel Visser. And as you know, he is the leader of the Embeth Travelers. He's kind of a serious guy, hates sort of political games. He's very straightforward, calls a spade a spade. He's got a good reputation, Jamel. He wrote, esteemed defenders of the people and new regents of the stolen lands, as civilization comes to these wilds, you have distinguished yourselves in seeing to the safety of your people, yet much danger remains. I invite you to attend to a hunting trip to a particularly monster-infested reach at the banks of the Gudrun River, along with several other hunters and explorers of note. 3 days hence, on the eve of the hunt, we shall all meet for a night of friendship and revelry at an old hunting lodge that we have recently rebuilt some 24 miles upriver from Tuskwater Lake on the Gudrun. As your kingdom grows, integrating with neighbors on peaceful terms is important, and this event will not only give us all a chance to become friends, but to make the stolen lands a little bit safer for us all. And this note was delivered to you by a man named Timmel, and Blazin' Jake was there. As you know, Jake is now part of the Embeth Travelers. And you asked them, as I recall, if they knew anything about the threats in the hunting grounds. And they answered that there's a wyvern nest there. And you guys did some research on wyverns. But in any event, you traveled there and you have reached the Embeth Travelers Lodge. Queen Valerie is with you, as well as Counselor Lindsay, Drykel May, Mitchell Groning, Ogjulinus and Tompton, and of course King Sirio Xavier Sertova. And you are here. It is about nightfall. You have reached the hunting lodge. What do you do?
A clarification: does he still go by Blazing Jake, or isn't he just Jake now? Did he say
That's
he
right.
dropped
It's
the Blazing?
It's just Jake. There's no more face paint.
Just
No more
Jake.
whoop, whoop.
Yeah, I know. It's sad to see a juggalo. You know what? A former juggalo, but he gauged his ears, and now they're just floppy. Like he took the wafers out of his gauged ears, and now they're just floppy little holes. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I got a buddy who just got his Axeman laser removed on his neck. He had a big old Axeman tattoo.
Oh,
Hatchet Man.
Hatchet Man, yeah.
Hatchet Man, yeah. That's the juggalos. Yeah. He used to be a juggalo guy.
The Hatchet Man.
I was like, I need to, let's talk about that. He's like, no, I'm good.
Maybe he should have just covered it up with whatever.
Got it zapped.
Can we give a shout out to your friend? What's your friend's name?
No.
Fair enough. No. Okay. Well, you reach the lodge, and I believe Timmel and Jake were traveling with you to get to the lodge. They spread out. They go to this nearby barn. Did you guys take the wagon, or did you take horses?
We took the.
I'm on a horse.
As far as the road would take us, I think we took the Mack
Mack
truck.
truck.
The Mack truck. That's
or the
right.
Mack bus or whatever.
The Mack bus. All right. Very good. And it gets parked around back somewhere. And out comes Jamel Visser. I got a token for you guys. You want to see it?
Sure.
Yeah.
You said it was nighttime.
Yeah. Oh, should I adjust the lighting?
Oh, sure.
Watch this. Adjust to scene darkness.
Nope, can't see him now. Well,
See, I'm
somebody
dark.
light a torch, please.
Is it too dark?
Yeah. There's apparently no
I can
lights in the
sense
camp.
that he's there, but I can't see him.
Okay.
Oh,
How's that?
that's better.
Is it? There's all these lighting controls that I don't know how to use. How about we just stop it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Here we go. There, back to normal. Okay, it's daytime again. Oh my God, so many light buttons just loaded. Oh my God. I know how to use Foundry really well. He strides out of the lodge, recently refurbished. This lodge was like an old abandoned lodge up the Gudrun River. This is east of Fort Trand. He walks out, his arms go to the side, and he goes, King Sertova and your court, Queen Bedelia, well met. I'm Jamel Visser, and it is an honor for you to be among us today. Please come this way.
What do you say?
I'm Jamel Visser, and it is an honor for you to be among us today. Please come.
Okay.
What do you think he said?
Something derogatory.
I was like, he goes, is everything okay?
I was in a cop and attitude right away.
What do you guys do?
Yes, Serial kind of returns the greeting and then instructs Jake to present our offering, our feast of meat.
Oh, that's right. You guys brought a feast of meat. Jake's here. You guys are laughing at the talk on the token here.
He needs to update his picture. I mean, obviously.
He's got his old
his
picture on
headshot.
LinkedIn. Yeah. For the folks at home, I've got a Juggalo token art for Jake, who's not a Juggalo, who Juggalos no more.
We don't have somebody that walks in front of the king and announces like the king and the queen and then the rest of the party.
He came out and
Drycom can't. It's not his job.
It's the king. We family.
We fam. That's
fam,
right.
dog. We fam.
Jake and Timmel bring the offering to Jamel. He goes, wonderful. We'll cook this right up. The hope is tomorrow we cook the kill, but for tonight, this is a fine offering. Thank you. And you gain an influence point with Jamel Visser.
Ooh.
Fuck. Influence points.
That's right.
Set up a mini game, aren't you?
Oh, I don't know. Don't make me feel bashful.
You know we don't play those anymore. Why don't one of you go to the basement and get some ale?
All right.
We're gonna get Chris drunk and have to start a fucking Kingdom Wars. What's gonna happen?
Oh my
Touch
God.
undead ladies.
Yep.
Jamel.
She's not with us. I
Taken out of
can't.
context.
Jamel and Jake and Timmel walk into the lodge. Do you follow?
Timmy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Please do. Please do.
Which one's the lodge? I just want to say to the listeners too, like this lodge is nicer than our kingdom.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
It's beautiful. It's been well built.
Yeah.
Yeah, gentlemen, all you got to do is just...
Can't go inside. There's a wall in the way. Click that door open now. Oh.
I'll click that up. You and I both clicked it at the same time. Yeah, if you mouse over the roof, it should peel away.
Oh, look at that.
Look at this. Beautiful. You walk
There's a
in.
feast. There's a candle on the oh my gosh, this is so nice.
Yeah.
It's nice and bright in here.
Yeah, so this is the hunting lodge. So for the folks at home, there's a well-stocked bar in the northwestern corner of the room. There's multiple like picnic tables set up in the middle of the room with other smaller tables all laid out. Fruit and vegetable is all laid out. Dry, you look to your left, and seated in front of the fireplace in two green cushioned chairs are
girls.
Jolia and Adina Aldori, which you grew up with these two women. Serial, you look around the corner and you spy another woman sitting there who you've never seen before. She's got two guards on either side. What do you guys do?
Dry's going to look for the floor manager and tell him he needs to align his tables.
Yeah.
No. Dry's going to go to is there a bartender over here?
Yeah.
Timmel
gets behind the bar.
When in Rome.
Yeah, Timmel, he says, he goes, what do you know Timmel pretty well. You've spent a few days with him now. He's a ginger-haired man. He's probably just in his early 20s. He's a young kid, It's sort of like, do you remember like Sons of Anarchy? Remember the character of Half Sack?
Yeah.
The real young guy,
You know he went to jail, right?
Half Sack?
The guy who played him, he murdered somebody.
The actor?
Yeah, he murdered somebody.
Is that why he got written off the show?
No, he did it after he was off the show. He went crazy or something.
That's too bad. Well, Timmel Halfsack is behind the bar, and he's mixing up drinks. And there's mead, and there's grain alcohol, and there's some. There are brews from Pitox. There are brews from Varnhold. There are brews from the soot scale kobolds. You guys got breweries.
Snickerdoodles.
Not drinking that.
You mean the Snickerdoodles?
The Snickerdoodles, right? And he goes, "What do you have?"
I'm gonna get a couple flagons of mead. A couple flagons.
Serves it up.
Get
As
nice
he
water.
serves it up, yeah.
I'm gonna bring 2 flagons of the fine lady sitting in front of the fireplace.
I just want to clarify, Mitch isn't drinking alcohol right now.
No, you're abstaining.
No, I'm on duty.
All right. As Dry walks over with the flagons, and as Mitch sort of gives the no thank you universal sign to Timmel, Jamel spreads his arms again, and he goes, "We're all here. Let's go around and introduce ourselves. Let's start with the Aldoris. Sorry, not you, Mr. Colmay, our guests of Varnhold." And Jolia and Edina both stand up and they introduce themselves. And Jolia goes, "I'm Jolia Aldori."
Hi, Julia.
He says, "Hello." And then Edina goes, "Hello. I'm Edina Aldori. Pleased to make your acquaintance. We know Dry from way back, and of course we were honored guests of the king a few years ago when he got married." And then Jamel motions over to you guys to introduce yourselves next.
Oh man, it's like when you have to. It's the first day of class, and you have to do that like 7 times in a row for each fucking class.
I went fishing in the summer.
Yeah, one fact about yourself, something unusual.
Jamel goes, Adina and Julia, please each of you give one fact about yourself before we move on.
What are you thankful for?
Julia goes, I didn't realize we had to prepare something. And she says, I love purple peonies flowers. And Adina goes, okay. And I like firefighters.
Firefighters? Like...
Yeah, she likes firefighters.
All right.
Is it the hat that does it? No.
It's the hose.
It's the hose. That canvas hose, man.
So purple peonies and firefighters.
You use the water pressure through cross-sectional area? Man, blast it.
What are we even doing in episode 132?
I don't know.
This is so weird.
I'm Mysterio King Sertova, and this is my queen. What's her name?
Valerie Bedelia. Valerie.
Queen Valerie.
She did not change her last name.
No.
And Jamal goes, and one fact about what you like.
One fact, I love a nice full moon.
Yes, he does. Yes.
Valerie, her eyes go, and then she snickers a little bit. And Valerie steps forward and she goes, has she quit smoking again? I think maybe she has. Should I roll for that?
Probably
she's got kids.
during pregnancy.
Oh, yeah.
She quits, but then she
smoke.
picks it right back up.
Why don't I roll for addiction real quick? Oh, she's smoking again. She's smoking. She goes, I'm Val. Yes, as my spouse said, I'm Queen Valerie.
As my spouse said.
As
so
I
loving,
like,
right?
I like chew. I like chewing.
Good old wad of Kodiak.
I like a lot of Kodiak.
Well, I think she's more like a Levi Garrett.
She's definitely
She's so lovely.
She's a Copenhagen girl.
For the folks at home, Valerie's token art is lovely. In the module, Valerie is lovely. And we've turned her into a nicotine addicted, giant, gravelly voiced mother of 5,
Hopefully to the surprise of no one, because we aren't known for respecting our NPCs.
No, we're not. Valerie, for real, she goes, yes, I'm Queen Valerie Bedelia, and I love what does she love? She loves
Her kids.
Yeah, I
She's
guess
got
so.
a pet. She's got a pet like gerbil.
I don't want to go like, but she does love her kids.
Or she collects birds, or she collects like parrots,
what's she into?
Yeah.
Like,
Make it weird. Like she collects toes.
Franklin mint plates. Like some
you know,
fun. She does watercolors. She started dabbling in watercolors.
Oh, that's nice. Let's do watercolors. Valerie Bedelia enjoys watercolors, and she does it with the kids for her hour a day that she has to spend with them. All right. There we go. He motions on to Og, Julianus, and Tompton.
Og goes in. Og's like, I've been with the organization like, I don't know, like 20 years now, and I wear lots of different hats. Oh, I'm sorry. That's maybe a different introduction. I have to give all the goddamn time. So Og's like, my name's Og Tompton, and my favorite fact is I have a friend named Sugarfoot, and you can't see her, but she's awesome, and she helps us out all the time. When we
There's a what? There's a woman.
The whole group turns around and goes, "What?"
There's a woman in the corner. She's strumming absentmindedly a little bit on the lute, and when you say that about Sugarfoot, she just goes on her lute, and she lets out this like guffaw. She just laughs, she cackles, and then she begins strumming again. She's a Tian looking woman, which to those of you that haven't read all of the setting books, which means that we would see her as someone that has like traditional Asian ancestry features. She's from, obviously, she looks to be from the Tian Sha region, but she's not dressed like somebody from the Tian Sha region. But she's got this lute, and so she cackles and moves on. Directly.
Tricolme, general for the king, and I collect stamps.
I like how we're learning all these things about these characters that we never knew before.
Do we have a mail system?
Fuck, I don't know.
It predates the mail system, oddly.
Mitchell Groening.
Mitch Groening. I like balanced equations.
Oh, there we go. You guys are getting the hang of this now. Jake is there, and like three other Embeth Travelers who are kind of red shirts. They walk in too, and they all go around. They introduce themselves. Jake introduces himself, and he does the Doc Holliday thing where he's flipping the teacup around instead of the pistol because he's a gunslinger, and he goes, "I just love tea." And that's his intro, and it looks awesome. Chris just was so disappointed. Just
does it look awesome?
Chris is like so disappointed.
I like the win. Wait, what's that movie? You guys ever seen Natural Born Killers?
No, I've
I like
never seen it.
Time ago.
Brian, that's what. Wow, what's her thing? I can't remember. Anyways, Juliette
The woman
Lewis
with
says
the
that in the car.
lute. The woman with the lute stands and rises, and she gives this like chord. And Lindsay, you look at Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay introduced herself. Oh, I love flowers, she says. Okay, and then
Lindsay's habit is she bakes pies.
Oh, I just love bacon strawberry rhubarb pies. She says rhubarb. She loves rhubarb, guys.
He just got back from Boston.
Just got from Boston.
I like rhubarb.
Rhubarb.
She's a wicked good cook.
Wicked good. It's a wicked good rhubarb.
Oh my God! The woman who with the Tian Sha-esque features stands up. She's wearing this beautiful red robe. She's got this lute, which is this like stained mahogany that kind of matches the hues of the robe. She's got these like leather pauldrons, this high up collar all around, and she's got a shock of blonde bleached hair along her bangs that accents her otherwise jet black hair. She introduces herself as Annamede Bellavera, and she has the same accent as Lindsay Clobo. And it's immediately apparent to you that Annamede is from Pitox, just like Lindsay
They're going to
was
rap
from
battle
Pitox.
right now.
Yeah.
Can we go back to her hair for a second?
You like flock of seagulls?
Do you see her head looks like a skunk? She's got black hair and she's got like a white stripe down the middle. Is that what you said?
Her hair does look like a skunk, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and can you kind of see it here on the art? Like zoom in on her, you can see it right there. See that?
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So it's like her bang.
this.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, but it is a little like a skunk. And she has two guards with her, as you can see there on the map. Obviously of Pitox.
And only 3 fingers. Oh, there's 4.
It's AI.
It's AI. It's fine.
Oh my God, the people at Paizo would be so disappointed if you thought that their meticulously done art. Oh man. Gentlemen, would you like to network with me a little bit?
Oh man.
Would you like to have a network 3 rounds of networking with these guys?
Yes.
Let me tell you how this is going to proceed.
I don't know why you ask. It's just
Because if we say no, we still have to do
right.
it.
We've said no like 3 times to this question.
Round one.
We were saying no before we ever got into the building.
Wait, did I
Yeah,
get muted?
I know. As soon as I told you earned a bonus influence point with Jamel Visser. Yeah, you guys knew. Round 1, meet and greet. You've got about an hour right now. Each one of you gets 1 round. Let's review, please, the influence system from the new player core. The influence system divides a social encounter into rounds, with the number of rounds representing the length of the social event. Rounds may last any amount of time you determine, but can be an hour as typical. During each round of an influence encounter, each PC can act once to either influence or discover. Okay. An influence is a 1-action activity that you can do once an hour. You attempt to make a favorable impression on an NPC to convince the NPC to support your cause. Choose an NPC and attempt a skill check to impress that NPC. The DC and whether its success is possible depend on the NPC's preferences, typically found in the influence stat block. On a crit, you get 2 influence points. Success, 1. Failure, 0. Crit, failure, you lose 1. Or you can do the discover action. You watch or study an NPC to learn more about that NPC's preferences. Choose an NPC and attempt a perception check or an appropriate skill check determined by the GM. The DC is typically found in the NPC's influence stat block, which I have access to. On a crit success, you learn 2 options detailed in the success condition. On the success condition, you choose one of the following. You learn which skill can influence an NPC that has the lowest DC, or you can learn one of the NPC's weaknesses or biases or resistances, kind of the typical subject matters that they like or dislike. So everyone here gets a turn. This thing is tuned to 4 PCs. So we're going to let the NPCs kind of fade into the background here, unless you'd like to proxy one of your skill checks to one of these other NPCs that you've taken along with you, Lindsay or Valerie, both of whom are probably pretty good choices. They're good at social skills, but you guys, these influence encounters are designed to allow other things other than social skills to be successful as well. I will tell you that Jolia and Edina share a stat block. They comprise 1 entity. We've got Animede here. We've got Jamel, and we got the Embeth Traveler dudes. So I guess I turn it over to you guys. We are here with an hour of banter before dinner. As sort of the people in the lodge here are working to get everything prepared. You guys can act in any order you want.
And you said we could influence once per hour.
That's
so
right.
We each get 1 influence attempt.
We got 3 rounds. Basically, gentlemen, it's going to be 3 rounds of this, okay? Each of you guys you can either discover or influence, and you got to pick your person who you want to interact with.
Gotcha.
Do I get any bonuses from Glad Hand?
Glad Hand. What's that again?
First impressions are your strong suit. When you meet someone in a casual or social situation, you can immediately attempt a diplomacy check to make an impression on that creature rather than needing to converse for 1 minute.
Well, so the make an impression that's like a skill thing that you do through diplomacy to try to raise someone from neutral to helpful, or someone from hostile to neutral. So that's more of I don't think that applies to the influence encounter system.
So that's a different system.
Yeah, that's like if you wanted to, if somebody was, if you needed to convince somebody, hey, I need you to let me in the back room, and this is more, we're in the influence subsystem right now.
Open your back door.
Whoops, I don't know why. It's just, any ideas? I see that Dry shifted his token down somewhere. What are you doing, Dry?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I converse with these 2 fine ladies over here in front of the fire? I don't know if you guys know this, but if you get closer to the fireplace, you can hear it.
That's awesome.
The fire's crackling over here.
Wow.
Can I just converse with these 2 fine ladies that I've known for a while while spying on the other lady over here? Not spying, but just watching her, trying to just get a feel.
Yeah, so you want to discover on Anemid Bellavara?
Yes, but kind of
All
like
right.
use the other two girls as cover.
Sure. I'll tell you what, to discover on Anemid, I would take Perception, I would take Society, or if you had Pitoc's lore, I would take that.
Definitely don't have that. I was hoping I could use stealth since I'm doing it sneakily.
It would be a higher DC if you were stealth.
I'll just roll a perception.
All right, my friend, I wish you luck on this.
Dry rolls a 23.
Okay, that is a success, sir. I'll allow you to learn the skill with the lowest DC that allows you to influence, or we can talk through a resistance or a weakness.
Let's do the lowest DC.
Sure.
Because if I don't have it, I can tell somebody who may.
Deception is the easiest skill to use to influence her.
Okay.
And you can
Excellent.
be lying about yourself, or perhaps you could even be using it to like show her how good you are at lying somehow, or you could even relay a story of a time when you passed off a tale. So Anemid is susceptible to the deception skill for influence.
Word.
Og, Julianus, and Tompton. What's this little guy doing?
I think he'll do a discover on who's the guy that met us at the gate.
Jamel.
Jamel. I want to discover on him.
Okay.
And let's see. Remind me what skills we can use.
Well, for Jamel, and I don't know if I'm doing this right, but for me, on Jamel, he can be discovered using perception, hunting lore, or survival.
Okay. We'll try perception. That's a total of 13.
You learn nothing of Jamel.
Nothing. Yeah.
He is, as you're sitting there, you're observing him, you see that he's interacting kindly and nicely with his subordinates, but yeah, you just don't catch a foothold on anything you think might be useful on him. And that was a natural 3, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get so wrapped up in like his footwear that I can't focus on anything else.
You're like, footwear, Sugarfoot. I'm a Sugarfoot.
Exactly, yeah.
Is Og a foot guy? Is that
No,
Okay.
just this pair of shoes just entrance him for some reason.
Mitchell.
I don't even know if Mitch would try to discover. He's just going to go up and start schmoozing with Jamel.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna,
talking to the guy.
Just trying to. He wants to kind of get to what the contention is between him and Varnhold.
Okay. Or do you mean the other one?
Isn't Varn the one that's not?
No. Maegor Varn is represented here by the Eldor
I'm sorry.
sisters.
Yeah, so it'd be
Fort Drayliff.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Fort Drayliff. Yeah.
Sure. What skill do you want to use to interact with him about Fort Drayliff?
Society.
Society. Okay. Make that society check.
Okay. It's 31, natural 19.
Oof. Strong. So high. I'll be honest with you and the people following along at home. Society is not something that's listed for Jamel, but Brad here has worked himself onto a role play concept that I gave him. He's reacting to that, so I think I should reward that. You discuss with him like the displacement of the animals and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he responds that, yes, you've noticed their absence. Yeah, they're not invited here. They're not as respectful to the land. He goes, I noticed the contraption that you came here in, but my sources tell me that you've not been mass producing them. There's a tinkerer at Fort Drayliff who is showing them how to mass produce machines that pollute and that drive animals away with their noise.
It's terrible. Definitely, I've never drive these into the wilderness. That's no.
You get an influence point with Jamel, and you have now reached 2 influence points with him. Jamel takes note of Mitch Groning as even more competent than he expected. His approval is noted by others, so the DC of influence check made by you against anyone else in this encounter has now decreased by 1.
Oh.
So Mitch gets a bonus now. Because he's the one that took Jamel to 2 influence points. So Mitch, you've got a +1 bonus, basically, or rather the DC gets lowered by 1 on all subsequent attempts to influence all other NPCs, during this encounter. that takes us to the king.
Yeah, so Ciro's going to walk around this corner here and start conversing with, what is it, Anamede?
Anamede Bellavera.
Anamede. And Cleo, the fox, gets kind of saunter around here and kind of, I don't know, kind of what a cat does. Someone's leg, they kind of like rub it on their leg.
Oh.
Not in a distracting way, but in kind of using, in game mechanics terms, the partner in crime familiar ability to help out with deception.
And let me interject this. She goes, kitty, and she reaches down to pet it, and she goes, oh, pretty kitty. Oh, you're a pretty one. And then the guard is like, ma'am, that appears to be a pearlescent fox. And she's like, I know, but I just call them all kitty. And she's petting Cleo.
That's marvelous. And I start talking about Patox and all the people that Ciro knows from Patox. They're all great people. And then I start to bring up Tartuccio. And I say, even Tartuccio, we met him back at the Aldori Manor, and we got along great. And that is my lie. And I hope to get along great with everyone else from Patox.
All right, let's get the check.
And then his aid +1.
+2.
+2.
No, +1. God, I was about to just get raked over the coals. It's +1, yeah. Or does the fox get rolled an aid check? How does that work?
It automatically. So let me pull up partner in crime. Your familiar is your criminal associate. Despite being a minion, your familiar gains 1 reaction at the start of its turns, which it can use only to aid on a deception or thievery skill check.
Ah, okay.
It automatically succeeds at the aid with those skills, or automatically critically succeeds if you're a master of those skills. I am an expert, so it's just a normal success.
Yep, so +1. Perfect.
Put a 6 on the die for a 22.
Okay, that is a success.
Nice.
And, so we talked a little bit about Tartuccio, as you might recall. You've discovered, I think the what is it, the bathroom, what is it, the Scarlet Veil, or what is Dry's spy network? The all-seeing
Silent Veil.
Silent Veil.
The Silent Veil.
The all-seeing eye.
Bathroom into that.
The all-seeing bathroom. I don't know what it is. The Silent Veil discovered that Tartuccio was not like officially sanctioned by Patox to try to mess with you guys, but that he was like this like fan of King Iravetti, who's the leader of Patox, and was like trying to make himself known to the king by coming in and conquering the stolen lands, but that he was kind of almost like a stalkerish like fanboy of King Iravetti. So when you start talking this way about Tartuccio, you're so convincing that Anamede sees your skill in deception, because she knows all about Tartuccio, right? So she openly she laughs with you, and she thinks that that's fantastic. You gain an influence point with Anamede, and she confirms for you what the Silent Veil has already confirmed to Dryclame, which is that, oh my God, what a poser, what a loser. And she goes, the rumor is he turned himself into a kobold and died that way. She goes, is that true? Is that you?
I didn't know he turned himself into a kobold. We've dealt with kobolds in the past, but none, because Tartuccio was a gnome.
Yeah, but remember he was a kobold.
He transformed. That's how we got the spell.
That ritual.
But that's what I say back to
Oh my God! You just lied to me.
You deceived
you fooled
us.
us all. You just fooled us all. I was like, man, Chris doesn't remember. No, yeah. And she laughs again at that, and she just goes, what is it what does Frodo say to Gandalf? He's like, she goes, find and keep your secrets, or whatever she says, but yeah, she likes you. She thinks that that's pretty badass that you can do that. Okay, my goodness. Well, that concludes round 1 of this influence encounter. That was the meet and greet. We're going into round 2, dinner. An hour later, Timmel calls everyone to dinner, and the conversation moves to the lodge's dining hall. So now everyone here is around these tables, and you're all kind of hanging out, and Animede's here. The guards hang back at one of these tables, but they're eating very well as well. Everyone kind of, everyone's kind of mixing and mingling. Oh, I see. We've got a table here. Okay, so Valerie and Sirio are at the center table sitting with Animede. She's facing the two. Jamel sits with his back to that table. He's facing the two Eldori sisters. Dracome's at that table. And then we got the northern table, which is the cool table.
Cool kids.
Jake, Mitch, Lindsay, and Ogjulinus and Tompton at that northern table. And Timmel's around. It's a wonderful...
Totally the weird kids.
It's the weird kid table. The food is robust and tasty, but not that fancy. Animede is obviously amused, commenting on the rustic presentation, which adds an unusual texture to the flavor of the feast. A recurring conversation at this juncture is that Jamel is having a hard time deciding on the name of the hunting lodge that he's just refurbished. And the travelers seem like they want to open it as a public tavern. He thinks that maybe this could be a business, especially if after this hunt, things are a little bit more safe. He invites everyone to offer suggestions on what we ought to name this lodge, but he's just not quite ready to make a final decision on that. But he's kind of laughing jovially with everybody. Let's move it back over to, I don't know, you guys go in whatever order you want. We're in round 2.
Dracolme is going to go to the bar up here. Who's bartending now?
It's still Timmel. He's back.
Timmel.
Thanks,
I'm
Timmel.
gonna go grab 3 shots of their strongest whiskey. Because that's what I do, and I'm gonna bring them back
moonshine.
and give them over to the Eldora girls over here.
Oh my God, moonshine!
Raise a toast, and I'm gonna be like to Lady Jumanji.
Oh yeah,
Jumanji. Lady Jumanji.
Lady Jumanji. Okay, they drink to that, and it is. Jolia is a little bit more timid with the shot. Like she kind of places the shot at her lips to kind of make sure, and then drinks it. Adina drinks it down, and Adina's the one that's a little more cold to dry. Adina's the one whose toes you broke in the flashback, I think, as you might recall. I think I revealed that to you. Whereas Jolia is like her slightly younger sister, who seems to be a little nicer. What do you do, man? You want to influence, or do you want to observe? I want
to keep talking about Jumanji. And I want to observe how they react as I'm just generally speaking about the compound and everything that's going on. I'm trying to get a read on how they feel about Lady Jumanji.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Brevoy lore. I could take society. I could take perception. But if you got another skill, do you have? I don't know.
None of my skills have anything to do with socializing.
I say make the perception check.
I'll do that.
But I'll give you a +1 bonus with the angle that you're taking.
20 on the die for a 32.
Whoa. Okay. I can give you 2 facts about Adina and Jolia. I can give you the lowest DC influence skill. I can give you a resistance or a weakness.
What's her weaknesses?
All right. And you observe in them that the Eldori sisters are proud of their legacy and traditions. And if a player character demonstrates their own skill with an Eldori dueling sword or invokes their own connections to the Eldori family while attempting an influence check, the DC of that check is reduced by 2. So Dracolme is uniquely positioned to try to influence the sisters because of your connection to them. After this, I can give you a resistance, or I can give you the lowest DC influence score.
The resistance.
The Eldoris have no patience for whimsy. If they consider a player character to be foolish or not taking the hunt seriously, increase the difficulty class of that PC's influence check by 2. So they don't like anyone fucking around. If a player character incorporates comedy or whimsy into the influence check itself, increase the DC by 5. Do not joke around with the Eldori sisters.
Nice.
But now you know how to reduce the DC, and now you know how to increase the DC.
Solid. That was a solid turn by dry. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, all right. Well, who's going next?
I don't know who to talk to.
I have a name for the inn, by the way.
What's the name?
The Wyvern's Sting.
The Wyvern Sting. I like that. Very good. Jamel is like, very nice. That's what he says. Oh yes.
Did I tell you I came up with a name for my next dog? I'm gonna get another Basset Hound. I'm actually looking.
Oh yeah, is it okay to tell people, Bill? You had a dog that passed away recently, man. I'm sorry about that, again.
Thanks for bringing that up, Mike. Good job.
You brought it up.
I just said I was getting another Basset Hound.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm still sorry for your loss.
Thanks, buddy. I'm getting another Basset Hound. I'm gonna name him Lunchbox.
Lunchbox.
That's a great name.
Love that.
Great fucking name.
I love that. I do like that. Lunchbox.
So during the meet and greet, you said that was an hour?
Yeah.
Serial wasn't throwing him back, but he's, socially drinking. So at dinner, I'd say we're through our third drink and we're on drink number 4. And I kind of peer across the table and go, hey, Jamel, that's a good name, the Wyvern Sting, but how about this one? It's the Goodwill Hunting Lodge, right? So the Goodwill Hunting Lodge. We're bringing Goodwill, to the stolen lands. And this could be a symbol of that.
My boy's wicked smart. Wicked smart.
Wicked
Yeah,
smart.
he's wicked smart. How about them apples?
The Goodwill Hunting Lodge. Well, that's awesome.
And then I say, hey, here, kitty, here, kitty. And then I kind of motion Cleo to go over to Animate again and ask Cleo to do some kind of little cutesy trick.
All right. What skill you going with now on Animede?
I think we're going to stick with deception. And I start talking about the different phases of the moon. And then I say that I've seen it go from new to full without waxing.
Huh.
Like it's possible.
Roll away, deception.
All right, here we go. Put a 17 on the die, adding 16 for a 33.
Whoa.
It is a crit.
Dang.
It is a crit. Oh my God. 2 influence points with Animede, taking you to a total of 3. You pushed her past the 2 influence point threshold. Animede enjoys your company and begins to respond especially well to Sirio. She likes you. She's laughing. She's having fun. She thinks you're a gas. That's what she says. She goes, man, you're just a gas.
How does the Queen feel about all this?
I think that, I don't know. Sirio, what do you think? I mean, I know you and Valerie, I think, are fond of each other and have a partnership, but I don't know that you guys are the jealous type. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think there'd be too much jealousy between us. And I don't know, after 5+ years, she'd probably seen me holding court plenty of times. And
that's valid.
I don't know, there's probably been other parties, social gatherings where, get a little bit of drink and start spouting off insane stories.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
And Animede, you're sitting next to Valerie. Animede turns her attention to Valerie and she goes, lucky girl, she says. And then she kind of looks at Valerie behind the armor for the first time. And Animede sees how just drop dead Valerie is. And Animede is just she goes, whoa. And this Valerie, of course, hates this, right? Because she doesn't like when anybody acknowledges how good she happens to look. And so Valerie does not care for Animede, but not because of Sirio interacting with Animede. Valerie understands that's all business. Valerie's just Valerie becomes inspired to show Animede that she's way more than just a face, right? She's gonna want to go on that hunt tomorrow now, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. Who's next?
I think Mitch will swing down and talk to Animede. Kind of, he knows Lindsay's toolkit, he's fought alongside Lindsay before, I believe. Just wants to kind of, I realize you're a bard of some sort. What do you do? What kind of things can you do? So influence, just kind of talk shop.
Okay. What skill do you want to use to push Animede to influence 4?
I'll try Arcana, if that's an option, or...
Give it a roll.
All right. Oh, it's a natural 2 for 14.
Natural 2. I was going to suggest after that, she's a bard, so she casts off the occult spell list. I suspect your occultism skill is the same mod. Maybe it's your arcana.
Yeah, exact same.
Yeah. If you used occultism, I can't give you a success on that, but I don't have to give you a crit either. A crit is failure, I mean. So it's a failure. Nothing ventured, nothing lost. Or I'm sorry. Nothing gained, nothing lost. But she tells you, oh, I'm not one of those. What does she tell you? She goes, oh,
not that kind of bard.
She goes, yeah. She goes, I'm not that kind of bard. I've had a muse or two, but she tells you she wants to be the muse more than she wants to have one. And she kind of flicks her skunk hair aside. And you get the feeling that some of the rumors you've heard about her, that she's like sort of like state media for King Iravetti. Like the rumors are that she gets paid to compose songs about the Pitoc's king and make him look good.
Gotcha.
But you're beginning to think that maybe that might not be true, that she might really be in it for herself, and that maybe, she's the one using the king instead of the king using her. There might be more to her, than what you thought initially.
Okay.
Boy, that leaves us just with Og.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my character sheet here, and I don't think I've used this very often. I've got Phalor, got a plus 13 in Phalor. Can I go talk to one of these NPCs and maybe talk to, on the hunt? Maybe there's Fae out there. Maybe there's, I don't know, something that we can roll with that.
Yeah, I mean, who do you want to try to influence with Phalor? I mean, to me, Jamel maybe comes to mind. He seems to be very focused on nature.
That's kind of where I was leaning towards, and I think we need to influence him more than so. All right,
I think you've got 2 points with Jamel right now.
So I'll roll this and see what happens.
All right.
Let me check the results. Oh, natural 2 this time, I believe, for a total of 14.
Those are going around.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong roll. I rolled a 13 for a total of 26.
Yeah, it's a good roll. That is not a skill that's listed for him, but I think that would make sense. I will tweak the DC up a little bit, and that is a pass. So you engage Jamel in a conversation about the Fae. I mean, you're talking to him about this so-called bubble that you're aware of, the fact that the Stolen Lands are close to the Fae, the First World, or are you talking to him more about just like Fae that you've seen around?
Well, maybe it's a mix of that. Maybe we talk about what kind of creatures are being driven out of like Fort Drelev, and maybe that turns into the Fae in this area.
Well, here's what he tells you. He tells you that the Fae seem very much focused in your neck of the woods. Like when you go to Varnhold's area, you don't see a lot of Fae there. And when you go to Fort Drelev, same deal. But that band that Shrikehaven is in, that green belt and Calm Lands and Tuskwater area, if there's any kind of bubble, that's the bubble, is what he tells you. And that maybe matches your understanding of things too. So there's not a lot of Fae being driven out by Drelev because they're not there to begin with.
Gotcha.
In any event, you do gain an influence point with Jamel as you engage him in this conversation, and you go to influence 3 with him.
Right.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Let's move on to the final round. Oh my God. It's time for preparations for the hunt. As dinner winds down, mugs of cider, coffee, and tea are offered alongside cheese and fruit. Jamel requests everyone's attention, and he explains why he's arranged this hunt. The room is silent. Everybody listens to him. The Embeth Travelers recently found a grievously wounded local man named Vath Locker. He's washed up on the shore of the Gudrun River. The man perished from his wounds soon after imparting a warning about the wyvern that attacked his family in their cabin upriver. The travelers investigated, but they broke off their hunt after discovering evidence of 2 additional monsters in the area, a hydra and a Kruth. Faced with a greater concentration of threats than he was comfortable handling with his own group, Jamel decided to bring together the lords and the kings and the leaders of this region to face this threat together. And he produces a small coffer that was sitting on the bar behind him. He explains that the group that makes the most monster kills tomorrow morning shall win a prize. Are you guys sitting down? 80 gold pieces to the winner.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. A returning weapon runestone and a wand of cure moderate wounds.
Well, that would have been handy when they found the guy in the bank of the river. They could have saved him, right?
With zero charges.
Never again. At this, you guys are free to chat in your final round of influence. But Ganymede, when she hears the story, she yawns. When she hears the prize, she yawns. She's just like, whatever.
Boring.
The sisters, the Eldori sisters, are juxtaposed by sitting with rapt attention, and they nod at each other. They're like, we're winning. And of course, the Embeth Travelers themselves are fielding a team. And Jake and his guys are like, yeah, we're going to win. We got to win. We're the home team, right? What do you do?
Well, I think Og would be curious. He would have seen the reaction of she was kind of bored with the hunt and the monsters, and so I think Og would be curious. And why are you like? What's exciting about this for you? Like, what do you? It doesn't seem like you're interested in the prize. It doesn't seem like you're interested in the in the monsters. So what's the draw for you?
She looks at Og and she goes, "Little one, it's who you know. It's not who you kill, it's who you know. Let's just spend our time together. Let's relax. We're here. We're on vacation. We're away from the woes of the city out here in the beautiful wilderness." And then a mosquito lands on her skin and she goes, "Oh," she smacks it like, "Oh, I hate it here." Like, so she's like kind of bullshitting you on that even too. But yeah, she seems like she's sort of like, I'm here. Like I'm here because I'm here, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any influence or anything to roll off of that, but I was just curious. Yeah, sure.
You want to roll an influence on her?
Yeah, what was her lowest is deception, and Og's not terrible at that. He's trained at it.
You're trying to push her to 4, right? I think we've got 3 with the Ganymede. Okay.
I think so. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that we could...
Well, is there a skill you want to roll?
I mean...
Or are you going with...
My highest 3 are acrobatics, athletics, and thievery. I mean, I could try to impress her by...
Juggle something?
Stealing something from her.
Fuck it.
All right.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I don't know why this is... I think this is a good idea. But yeah, he's going to try to impress her by lifting her watch.
Fuck yeah.
Maybe she's wearing a bracelet.
I mean, she sounds like she's loaded. So
she's got a beautiful bracelet. Yeah. She's got a beautiful bracelet on.
At a plus 14. Oh, total of 33.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. She doesn't notice, man. You're holding this bracelet now. What do you do?
I'm like, gee, I don't know, what does he do?
Did you drop this?
Give it to her as a gift. Pretty well.
I gotta think it's he does something about, like, hey, do you know what time? If it was a watch, you know what time it is? And she realizes it's there, and he hands the watch. Right? I don't know what he does with the bracelet, but it's something similar to that. He's much more clever than I am in this moment.
She thinks that is hilarious, and she's had a few drinks too, so it's just funny to her. She's just like, ah, ha, 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 ha. She cackles, and like her 2 guards were like very unhappy with this until she laughed and you gave it back to her, and like they're feeling a lot better. Influence 4 with awesome. Ganymede Bellavera. Her favorable view of all 4 of you has grown. And she will very obviously remember you guys after this. She likes you a lot. You've made inroads with this bard of Pitox. And at this point, Lindsay and Ganymede retire to the corner of the lodge, and they begin strumming their lutes together, and they're like writing some kind of duet situation. Like they're having fun. Like this is cool is what's going on. So congratulations. Yeah, you moved Ganymede to influence 4.
Nice.
It's awesome. God, that could have gone so bad. I'd have rolled a natural. Like, would a fight broken out? I don't know. The guards attacked me. Like,
I got stat blocks.
I think
because I mean, it is. It's a bard here with guards. Like that's interesting on its own, right?
Right.
So Mitch being like onto this huge like studying sword kicks sees two swords that he's never seen before with the Eldori women. So he's going to go down and he's going to chat with them about their weapons.
Mitch is making his rounds.
Oh my God. You head over to the Eldori sisters.
And he's going to, I know this is probably not one of the things, but that's what he's going to roll. But he's talking to them about like kind of like, how the blades are made and like the formulas and the weight balance and like crafting. How there's so he's going to absolutely crafting.
Totally. Yeah.
He's
You can roll crafting and you'll get the bonus because it's Eldori related.
Natural 20. That's a 35.
It's a natural 20. They discuss the weight with you. They discuss how the blade has a very even weight all throughout, that the weight of the hilt is taken into consideration, that it is perfect for dueling and defense, and that you can do moves and maneuvers with the sword that are impossible otherwise. And at this point, what I will say for Mitch is that if he wanted to train into Eldori dueling swords through a feat, he could probably do it.
Sweet.
Like you sit with them for like close to an hour just discussing the blades. You earn 2 influence points with them. The Eldoris are impressed. And they look at Mitchell and by proxy Dry Colmay with an increased respect and a little bit more. What am I saying? Before it kind of seemed like no quarter with them. That is not the case now. Congratulations, influence 2. You guys doing good.
Wow.
Let's see. Let's audit. You're at what are you at? 4. How many are you at with Jamel?
4.
Was it 3?
3.
You hit 4. You hit
3
with Jamel.
3 at Jamel, 4 at
4 with Anna Mead.
Yeah.
And now 2 with the Eldori sisters. And we got 2 turns left. This is the final round, though. Who's left? Is it just Sertova?
Dry, I don't think gotten this.
Oh, and Dry hasn't gone. Okay.
All right. So when they were bringing around like the dessert wines and the cider, and the cheese, Zero opted for no extra food. He's kind of drinking at this point.
Nice.
So the cider, it's not hard enough. So we've added
not a flask,
not moonshine, but some from the personal stock. Kind of spike that cider up. And I'm looking over at Jamel. They're like, hey, you want to play a game? Everyone at the table, you want to play a game?
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Here we go. Oh, my God. How do I know?
It's called Name That Wyvern. Name That Wyvern. But so I invite everyone to play, but I really want to impress Jamel with my knowledge of nature.
Oh, I see. Very nice. Yes, you can definitely influence him with a nature check.
All right, we're going to have Og. You're going to be our judge, and whoever loses has to finish their drink, and then I reach over and spike, in a playful, joking way, spike Jamel's. I kind of fill up his drink with the rest of my.
Like in a very obvious manner, like smiling the whole time. Yeah.
Jamel is like, oh, I never do this. He says,
heard that before.
Put a 12. We're at an 11 for 23.
Oh man! At this point, the zero check gets activated on Mitchell.
Oh God! What?
Son of a bitch.
Whoa!
Son of a bitch.
Whoa! Yeah. Let's see.
I'm sorry, Brad. I didn't know that.
That's
we're pretty good. We're having a good time. We're hanging out. We're drinking with some friends. I got some Snickerdoodle Stout, and now Mitch is all of a sudden what happens.
So would this be in exploration?
Yeah, let's do exploration for this. It may not work. I don't know. Let's get rid of this thing right now. So it's it's in play for your hunt tomorrow. 91.
Oh my, that's high.
You rolled that in the fucking box too, didn't you?
I did. I rolled it in the box.
91. Share in the pain. Until your next daily preparations, minor wounds bring you incredible pain. In addition, whenever you see a creature take damage, you take 1 damage per level of mental damage. Whenever you take damage any other way, you take 1 additional mental damage. So you take extra mental damage, and if you see people get hurt, you also take mental damage.
Mitchell punches someone in the face just to watch Mitch get hurt.
I was going to say, I think Mitch is stricken with horrible heartburn that maybe opens up into an ulcer, or something.
Opens up into an ulcer.
I don't know. Okay, all right, cut that last part. But he gets horrible heartburn, Mitch. You're not feeling good, man. You're just like, oh, and everyone's like, ha, look at him.
Mitch suddenly develops
why are we laughing at Mitchell?
I don't know, right?
Because I don't know. I think it's funny. I don't know. I just had to do something. I forgot. I meant to do this on fucking Mitchell's check and I forgot. So now
let's be honest. In our friend group, if something happened, like if for some reason Brad, every time one of us got hurt, Brad felt pain. We would walk around punching the shit out of each other.
I would be constantly.
We would headbutt brick walls.
I've seen it.
Just to be a jerk. Like
we'll translate this into for some reason we'll translate this into a small penalty for the King Sertova, as his viceroy is like, oh, I'm in pain. But your 23 nature check is nevertheless sufficient to push you to 4 influence points with Jamel.
All right, Jamel, finish that drink. Finish that drink. And we're kind of pounding on the table.
He drinks and he goes, you guys make me feel good inside, he says. And he goes, I promise the travelers will support your kingdom. I think should this lodge ever become your lands, we'd be happy to integrate it into your kingdom, he says. And like everyone's just like, dude, what? We just built this thing. And he's like, I don't care. These are good guys. They're good guys.
Was that smooth alcohol or did it burn going down?
Was it what?
Was it like a burning alcohol that went down, or was it smooth?
It was burning.
Oh, Mitch doubles over in the pain as he takes damage.
During your next kingdom turn,
sharing the pain.
During your next kingdom turn following the end of this encounter, you will receive 2 bonus resource dice from the Embeth Travelers from hitting 4 influence with Jamel Visser. And gentlemen, the round ends.
We still got Dry.
Oh, we still got Dry?
Yeah, he's going to talk to his ladies.
Dry Colme.
Dry's not going to talk to ladies. Dry is going to go to the bar and order everybody another shot.
Oh my God, this is a shit show.
He's going to stand up on the table and he's going to
stab his head.
He's going to give a toast to tomorrow's hunt.
Oh, a toast to the hunt.
I don't know. Don't ask me to give a toast because I have no idea. He's just going to be like, good luck at the hunt tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. Honor. Yeah. Get honor, stay honor.
Any attempt to influence the sisters, or are you just good
just for
with
the
how
whole,
things
the
are?
whole crowd. Fucking Dry's going for
like
the
a
whole
wink and a finger guns.
I think the speech could influence them. What could he roll off of that?
Roll a skill check for your speech.
What? I don't know. Society? That's not going to work.
Performance.
Well, let's see.
Intimidation. Look, motherfuckers, you're going to have a good time tomorrow.
Exactly.
Do a backflip. Do an athletics check, man.
What's a backflip got to do with anything?
Get some panache.
Do some panache. Do a seated box jump.
I will do a seated box. I'll do seated box jumps all day.
You won't.
17. Oh my God. Oh no. And you integrated the Eldori stuff into that, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, sure you did. So, okay. DC 19 athletics check. You get to lower the DC by 2 if you integrate Eldori stuff into there. You rolled a 17 on your athletics check. I'm giving it to you, man.
Before I did the backflip, I took out my Eldori sword and saluted in the air with it and then flipped off the table.
Holy shit, he's got one too.
Why does that make me laugh so hard? Draco May saluting Eldori dueling sword, doing a backflip off the bar.
He's like Serio. He hasn't stopped drinking since he got here. Like, me and the king are having a good time.
Oh my God. The sisters look at each other. I give you a success on that. You go to influence 3 with the Eldori sisters. That's hilarious. I can't think of any better way to end the episode. I will see you guys next time for the hunt. Have a good night.